CCMA Common Mistakes Quiz Questions. Question 1. Which question gathers subjective data during intake? Option A. What are your symptoms? Option B. What meds do you take? Option C. What is your job? Option D. What insurance do you have? The correct answer is option A. What are your symptoms? What are your symptoms is correct because this question collects subjective data as it requires the patient to describe their personal experience of symptoms which may vary significantly from one individual to another. Question 2. Which medication form is inserted into the vagina? Option A. Enteric tablet. Option B. Suppository. Option C. Lozenge. Option D. Enema. The correct answer is option B. Suppository. Suppository is correct because suppositories are designed to be inserted into the vagina where they dissolve and release medication for local or systemic effects. Question 3. A patient is swearing and shouting. The MA should. Option A. Speak calmly and allow expression. Option B. Threaten security. Option C. Ask patient to leave. Option D. Leave room and wait. The correct answer is option A. Speak calmly and allow expression. Speak calmly and allow expression is correct. In a situation where a patient is swearing and shouting, it is vital to respond with calmness and empathy. Question 4. Which of the following conditions is a cause for specimen rejection for a routine urinalysis? Option A. Urine specimen volume is 6 ml. Option B. Urine specimen temperature is 23 degrees C 73.4 degrees Fahrenheit. Option C. Urine specimen container is missing a preservative. Option D. Urine specimen is amber and turbid. The correct answer is option A. Urine specimen volume is 6 ml. Urine specimen volume is 6 ml. For a routine urinalysis, the minimum accepted specimen volume is typically around 10 ml. Question 5. To comply with legal requirements, which of the following scenarios requires to medical assistance? Option A. Disposal of excess controlled substances. Option B. Intramuscular administration of controlled substances. Option C. Reconstitution of powdered controlled substances. Option D. Dosage calculation confirmation of controlled substances. The correct answer is option A. Disposal of excess controlled substances. Disposal of excess controlled substances requires to medical assistance. Question 6. Elevated BP in an upset patient warrants. Option A. Orthostatic BP. Option B. Recheck after a few minutes. Option C. Wrist BP. Option D. Palpatory method. The correct answer is option B. Recheck after a few minutes. Recheck after a few minutes is correct because rechecking the blood pressure after a few minutes allows for the assessment of whether the elevated reading was a transient response to the patient's emotional state or a more. Question 7. Highest priority specimen designation is option A. Express, option B. ASA, option C. STAT, option D. Urgent. The correct answer is option C. STAT. In medical and laboratory settings, STAT indicates that a specimen or action is required immediately, reflecting the utmost urgency in patient care or testing. Question 8. Which item is essential for suture removal? Option A. Needle holder and 18G needle. Option B. 4x4 benzalkonium wipes. Option C. Sterile thumb dressing forceps. Option D. 1 ml syringe. The correct answer is option C. Sterile thumb dressing forceps. Sterile thumb dressing forceps is correct. These forceps allow for a precise grip on the suture material, enabling the clinician to safely and effectively remove stitches without causing trauma to the surrounding tissue. Question 9. Which item must appear on a COVID-19 vaccine prescription? Option A. Route. Option B. Needle gauge. Option C. Allergies. Option D. Generic name. The correct answer is option A. Route. The route of administration is a critical component of any vaccine prescription as it indicates how the vaccine should be delivered into the body, ensuring effective immunization. Question 10. Which of the following equipment is used to administer medication via nebulizer for a pediatric patient? Option A. Nasal cannula. Option B. Face mask. Option C. Peak flow meter. Option D. Spirometer. The correct answer is option B. Face mask. Face mask is used to administer medication via nebulizer for a pediatric patient. Question 11. Which advance directive gives instructions about life-sustaining treatment? Option A, health proxy. Option B, active euthanasia. Option C, living will. Option D, organ donation. The correct answer is option C, living will. A living will is a legal document that outlines a person's preferences regarding medical treatment in situations where they are unable to communicate their wishes. Question 12. Patient understands ESR teaching when saying. Option A, measures estrogen ratio. Option B, measures serum protein fluctuation. Option C, measures hemoglobin. Option D, measures how far RBC is settled. The correct answer is option D, measures how far RBC is settled. Measures how far RBC is settled is correct because the erythrocyte sedimentation rate ESR test specifically measures the distance that red blood cells RBC is settled in a tube over a specified period, typically 1 hour. Question 13. If lab results are outside reference range, the MA should. Option A, give provider directed instructions. Option B, refer to office manager. Option C, notify provider. Option D, schedule repeat. The correct answer is option C, notify provider. Notify provider is correct because when laboratory results fall outside the reference range, it is crucial for the medical assistant MA to promptly notify the provider to ensure appropriate follow-up actions. Question 14. Which device is ordered for snoring and fatigue? Option A, CPAP machine. Option B, hospital bed. Option C, compression stockings. Option D, wheelchair. The correct answer is option A, CPAP machine. CPAP machine is correct. A CPAP continuous positive airway pressure machine is commonly prescribed to patients experiencing snoring and fatigue due to obstructive sleep apnea. Question 15. Employers are required by OSHA to provide personal protective equipment to healthcare workers to safeguard them from potentially infectious materials. This is considered which of the following? Option A, universal precautions. Option B, reasonable precautions. Option C, transmission precautions. Option D, pathogen standards. The correct answer is option A, universal precautions. Employers are required by OSHA to provide personal protective equipment to healthcare workers to safeguard them from potentially infectious materials, which is considered universal precautions. Question 16. A medical assistant approaches a patient with a blood pressure cuff and a stethoscope. The patient rolls up their sleeve and positions their arm. Which of the following types of consent has the patient given? Option A, expressed. Option B, verbal. Option C, implied. Option D, informed. The correct answer is option C, implied. The patient has given implied consent. Implied consent occurs when a patient's actions suggest agreement to a procedure even without verbal or written confirmation. Question 17. During care transition, the MA should. Option A, order labs. Option B, edit insurance. Option C, assign treatment plan. Option D, document discharge date. The correct answer is option D, document discharge date. Document discharge date is correct because proper documentation of the discharge date is crucial during care transitions to ensure that all healthcare providers have accurate and timely information regarding a patient. Question 18. Which term describes a care coordinator? Option A, patient advocate. Option B, compliance officer. Option C, clinical organizer. Option D, systems manager. The correct answer is option A, patient advocate. A care coordinator primarily acts as a patient advocate, ensuring that patients receive the necessary resources, support, and information to navigate their healthcare journey. Question 19. Which Joint Commission National Patient Safety Goal is listed? Option A, follow advance directives. Option B, create disaster plan. Option C, comply with ADA. Option D, identify patients correctly. The correct answer is option D, identify patients correctly. Identify patients correctly is correct. This National Patient Safety Goal emphasizes the critical importance of accurately identifying patients to ensure their safety during treatment and care processes. Question 20. 1 pound is equivalent to. Option A, 0.45 kilograms. Option B 0.5 kilograms. Option C 2 kilograms. Option D 2.5 kilograms. The correct answer is option A 0.45 kilograms. The conversion from pounds to kilograms shows that 1 pound is approximately equal to 0.45359 kilograms, which can be rounded to 0.45 kilograms for simplicity in most contexts. Question 21. Which of the following factors increases the risk for developing Crohn's disease? Option A advanced age. Option B residence in a rural area. Option C family history. Option D Hispanic ethnicity. The correct answer is option C family history. Family history increases the risk for developing Crohn's disease. Question 22. For an office nosebleed, instruct patient to: Option A tilt head back. Option B pinch nose. Option C eyes to neck. Option D blow nose. The correct answer is option B pinch nose. Pinch nose is correct because pinching the nose can help to constrict the blood vessels and reduce blood flow, thereby aiding in the control of a nosebleed. Question 23. Fever, sore throat, productive cough is equal to which condition? Option A otitis media. Option B influenza. Option C H. pylori. Option D gastroenteritis. The correct answer is option B influenza. Influenza, commonly known as the flu, is a viral infection that typically presents with symptoms such as fever, sore throat and a productive cough, among other systemic signs. Question 24. MAs are trained to work in which setting? Option A pharmacy depot. Option B ambulatory care. Option C diagnostic lab. Option D emergency depot. The correct answer is option B ambulatory care. Ambulatory care is correct because medical assistants MAs are specifically trained to support healthcare professionals in outpatient settings such as ambulatory care, where they perform various tasks too. Question 25. Which factor increases Crohn's disease risk? Option A advanced age. Option B rural residence. Option C family history. Option D Hispanic ethnicity. The correct answer is option C family history. Genetic predisposition plays a significant role in the development of Crohn's disease, making family history a critical factor in assessing risk.